Good afternoon, everybody. Hope you guys had an amazing day again today. I know we did, again, using this sort of new prioritized system going into the new week. Yesterday was amazing, and today was no different. Today was a little bit slower going into the holiday weekend coming up for Labor Day, but still did really well. And I'm going to break down every single trade we took from start to finish with HKPD, Holo, ALLR, and AIFF. Now, hopefully you had a pretty good day today. It was not too bad out there, but it was a little bit slower. Now, of course, yesterday was a pretty active day. We had a lot moving with HCWB and THAR, and some really good opportunities. But today, really the most obvious stock of the morning was the HKPD, and that's really all we really had out there today. This thing was amazing all morning, a lot of opportunities, and I'm happy with how I traded it. Left a little bit of money on the table, unfortunately, but it's just one of those things. Obviously, I probably could have capitalized a little bit more, but talk through about why I traded the way that I did because there is a method to the madness here. So let's go ahead and dive right into it. Now, if you don't know who I am already, my name is Kev and I own Momentum. I've taught over 10,000 traders and I've been trading small cap stocks just like this for over 8 years. Now let's go ahead and dive into HKPD here. And you got a pretty good setup here because if you look over at the daily time frame, we had a beautiful daily breakout on the break of $1.50. Now, I saw that this morning. We saw this 150 level, so key right here. Let me get my pen tool so I can actually draw for you. And we had that 150. I'm here, slap you in the face. Doesn't get much clearer than that. So we hit that 150 level sitting right here. Does not get much clearer than that. So I knew if we broke over that 150 spot, we then have room to the upside here. Back up into, as you can see, back up to 220 to about 250. And as you can see here, we have this big wick off the high on the daily time frame here from 220 to 250. So this through here was sort of a no-go zone for me. As price moved up into this range, I knew to stay away from it. So that's sort of why I left all the money on the table here. But we'll dive into all the previous trades as well, where we caught the pretty nice size win here from 170 to 190. Now, looking back at this thing made a pretty big move out of market open, and I actually had a really good entry here down here at 135. And I was in here at 135, risking off of 130, and oh, I left so much money on the table here. This thing ended up rocketing from my entry at 135 all the way to $1.90. And so from here, the reason why I took the exit is, for one, this is a China. For two, volume was a little bit thin whenever I was trading it, but for three, we had major sellers sitting off the ask. And so we had like a 50,000 share seller sitting off of like 140, 141. So I was like, no, let me just go ahead and cut this before I get stuck in a knife on this China here and get halted down or something. So I cut it, and then it rockets without me. And so I capture small profits here, and then it just goes. But it's just one of those things where if I would have held this and ignored the level 2, ignored the red flags, and then it did knife and it, take a big loss on this, I would have been so frustrated. I would have been so tilted. And so you just have to do what's right. If it goes, it is what it is. But the thing is, if you hold a trade and force yourself to hold something that clearly does not look good, it's going to bite you in the butt emotionally, and you're going to trade like crap in the following setups. So I made the right decision there. Now, we knew that 150 was that key level there as well. And as we broke up over that level, we had this big move to the highs, strong move to the highs on both these candles here. And then we have these real controlled pullbacks where we have this real small body retracement here. And again, next candle tries to pull back again. Very small body pullback again. The smaller the body is, as these candles get smaller and smaller and smaller on these pullbacks, that means that selling pressure is decreasing. Strength to the downside is decreasing, so we can look for that curl. And so took the pullback entry there, risking off the bottom of this candle for the move back higher. Was able to capture a nice trade there from 179 back to 190. And then again came back for a re-entry off the pullbacks, as you can see right here. As price pulls back again, what we have happen here is lower low. So we have this sort of tightening wedge formed here, giving a really nice opportunity where we've got a VWAP here right beneath price, and we have this tightening wedge. So we have this double-sided confluence here where I can also use this past area of liquidity as support as well. And then we knew we had range overhead back to 220 and 250 like we noted here on the daily time frame right back here. So we had 220 to 250 range, and so I knew that we had room to the upside. And so knowing that we had this previous high of day, I was looking for the move back there first. And so I get off the pullback and capture the move here from 168 all the way back to the 190s. So to play this fairly well. This is one of the bigger wins of the morning here. Now that was nice, but I did sell up into the high of day because at this point I missed this whole move. So I was just happy to have some good profit on this. I didn't really play any of this again because I knew we had that 220 to 250 level that was going to be a bit of an issue. And so I was just waiting for this knife to happen at some point. It finally did. Of course, I could have played all through here, but you just have to trust myself. Because like I said, if you don't have confidence in something, you don't have that conviction in something, and you go force yourself anyways to go trade it, then you take a loss on it, well, now you're going to be so frustrated and tilted if you do take a loss. And so even if it does go well, you're not going to trade it well because you have no conviction, and so it's a double-sided sword. So moving on along from that, we went over to Holo next, and Holo was pretty nice as well. We had a nice win on Holo back in pre-market. We had this tightening channel going into the bell that I was trying to get the move back up in the top of its range here. You see here I have two small wins on it. Took it off the pullback, the bottom of its trend over VWAP for the move back up into its highs going into market open. You can see here, but didn't get it. We saw some sellers come in, took the small profit, and walked away from that. That was a great setup. But Holo is one of those that I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with. It makes these moves every week, just about. It pops in pre-market and gives back its move every single time. But anyhow, moving away from that and over to ALLR, this thing was quite nice today as well. We had this heavy consolidation on the daily time frame, break to the upside. We had room here to $2, as you can see right here, and over 2, we had a nice clear sky set up to about 240. Take a look. 2 here was key. You get back over 2. You can look back here on the daily time frame and you see 240, 270, 330. So cool. We have our levels marked up there. So knowing that 2 is so key, take a look at what we have here from pre-market. We have these lows formed here from $1.90 going up into like 183, these higher lows confirmed. And so what I was watching here, look at this. All these higher lows forming going into market open. And so what I initially tried to do in pre-market is we have this flag forming on the 1-minute time frame. I tried to take it for the breakout and of course did not get a good move. I took a little loss on this to start the morning with small size when I was trying to break the ice. So not a great way to start the morning, but we came back from this and actually knocked this thing out of the park after market open, which was a blessing in disguise. We had this thing pull back out of these lows. I'll show you here. Take a look where this pulls back off these higher lows and it flushes the market open. I go in here with some size, risking off the pre-market lows here for the reversal back higher. And I actually captured this perfectly here from 194 straight back up into the 2s. So a beautiful play here to start. Pretty much got that back just on that trade alone. Came back, tried to play the pullback here. You can see we have this setting up over the pre-market high, 1-minute pullback. I was trying to look for the break back higher. No follow through. Took it for break even here, as you can see. But then where it gets good is we have this tightening wedge form here. And I capture a beautiful trade where we have clear accumulation off these pullbacks where we've got wick off the low. So again, we're signaling heavy buying pressure off those pullbacks, tightening wedge forming with range to the upside like we just talked about towards 240. So we had the room here and we were over 2 as well. Like I just said, that 2 was key as well. And so we had everything working for us here. So this was really nice as well. Nothing to complain about here. We also had a view up tight with price. I was able to capture a nice move here as well, as you can see, from 206 to about 220s. And so again, very, very happy with that. And you know, all I really did on ALLR, I didn't love it over that because we knew we only had range to 240. The high here was 230, and so you know, just leave it alone. It was choppy from there and made a move back to the backside as well. Didn't play it all through here. But that was all nice. Had some AIFF for a very small win before it exploded, unfortunately. I took it here because, as you can see, it pulled back and tried to break to the downside, but it got bought back up. Sure, I could have put a stop loss at the bottom of this candle and looked for this move. It is what it is. I captured small profits on it. This is a little bit thin. Volume was a bit lacking. You can even see this massive knife off the high here. So it's kind of gross action. Very small green on this. Pretty much break even. But good trades on HKPD. Good trades on Holo. Good trades on ALLR. And that is pretty much the morning session. But another awesome day. You guys did amazing today over in the chat room. The live stream was amazing today. Again, just keeping momentum going. We have a holiday coming up on Monday of next week with Labor Day. So we're seeing a little bit of slowness, but still amazing opportunities out there to continue to just take the days up to where we need them to go. So make sure, as always, if you learned something from this video, make sure to hit that subscribe button for daily content just like this. Of course, make sure to claim your 7-day free trial to watch me trade stocks just like this in real time every single morning with alerts, education, live streams, watch lists, and so much more. You can find that link down in the description below. And if you do sign up for the free trial, you'll also find information on our annual sale, which is a massive sale going on right now. You don't want to miss out on that. So make sure to claim that free trial, look into it, and I will see y'all there.